Hello, everybody.
Heyo.
Hey yo, look, I'm wearing a ham. So hopefully, as people jump on, that we're trying things new here. So we're gonna adjust you downward a little bit here. Adjust you downwards. Anyways, so it seems dark along the top, doesn't it?
It's because it has that ombre effect, you know?
Oh, true. Well, hello, everybody.
Because look,
People are starting to pop on. Let me
this-
see.
this-
Okay, good. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay, so I get too close. So you get to watch us play. So anyways, today we're going to be talking about advertising, kind of advertising, but we're going to be talking about the type of advertising, meaning that merchandising, I
Yeah,
guess.
like food.
Merchandising.
Yeah, like food, drinks.
Food, Oscar Mayer Wiener.
Heck yeah.
The food, drinks, stuff like that, and the merchandise that comes off those, and when they started, stuff like that. Because as you see, we have some friends.
Yes.
Can you see those in the dark?
Are they fabulous?
How do they look?
Let's see here.
Can you see these?
My big head's in the way here.
Okay, so maybe we should go flip on one of the lights.
Should we?
Yeah, you said this one, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be the one all the way to the right.
All the way up the back.
Yeah, all the way in the back. So we're gonna flip on one more set of lights. We just want to make it as cool as possible. We're gonna be using new technology in the next week or two, which is kind of cool. That's good. Perfect. Let me see. Where's your phone? Is it too much? Let's look. No, it looks good. Okay. It looks good. So you guys are our, there goes your phone.
It's okay.
Okay, so you guys are our guinea pigs. Our guinea pigs,
We
of
still have
course.
so much going on.
I know, it's crazy. So who's all on? Does it say?
Let's see your overview. Doesn't tell me on my end.
Oh,
Doesn't say
okay.
on our end.
So anyways, we've got a few people on. Hi, Mom, and Steve is on, and everybody's on. So we're going to talk about, you see here we have Mrs. M&M here. We just picked these up yesterday.
They're fabulous.
They're fabulous. So what these would be used for in the 90s, and the reason I know they're the late 90s, early 2000s is because she has pumps on her feet. And they've changed that.
And fun fact I was telling you guys earlier, you want to know why she is
Can you
wearing
see her? Yeah.
go-go boots? Is because they struggled to draw women's ankles. If you look at any other M&M, their legs are just stumps with feet. They have no ankles.
Oh, so they had to do her ankles.
They had to figure out how to draw ankles.
Oh, well, so they figured it out.
Yeah, they did.
Because now Mrs. M&M does not have heels, and she has heels. But what these were for, which was cool, is they would be like in a candy store or,
Movie place.
like a movie place or
Yep.
something. And as you see, there's holes in the sides of her.
So you can just reach it.
Yeah, holes in the
back
sides.
and
Maybe I'll
sides.
take her. Let's move this stuff off for a second. I'll take him, and I'll bring it up so you guys can see him. Okay? So as you can see, it's got the M&M, like the 3 M&M displays on the bottom. It's on wheels, and then it's got holes on both sides that you put your hand in and grab M&M.
Snacks out of.
And you can fill them in the back, because in the back, of course, it's
Gigantic.
completely open.
Yep.
And she's going to be the first to go because she's green, and she's the female, and everybody loves the lady M&M. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to not have you trip on it.
And everybody loves the lady M&M. So, one of the things before she gets into the history of M&Ms on this, and the merchandising of M&Ms, which is cool, she's green, and they did the women in green because there's a mythology about green M&Ms.
Yep.
And how they get you excited.
Yep.
If you eat it too much of the green M&Ms, they get you excited. So of course, they made the lady
Promiscuous.
the green M&M.
Wearing go-go boots.
Yeah. So tell me about M&Ms before we move on.
Okay, cool. So, if you were eating candy or had children at the time of the mid-90s, you probably were around to know that they did a public color picking. There used to be a purple M&M, and they swapped the purple out for a blue M&M in 1995. That was a public vote that they took all across America.
Oh.
They get their name from Mars and Murray, and Murray had a 20% stake in the M&M company, but that was later bought out by Mars just because Mars was taking the route. Maybe they were getting more popular, so they just had more assets and more things that they would do with the brand other than just having.
Awesome. What year were M&Ms developed?
That was in 1941.
So
And
what else was happening in 1940, in the early 1940s? Do you know?
It was, what was the name of the
World War II.
two? Yep, and then was it was there anything else that followed the war because of that? Why?
Because
Let's
of
tell them
what?
why.
Oh, well, what happened is during World War II, and during the Vietnam War, but more so the World War II,
Yep.
they needed something to help give the troops a boost
Caffeine
of
boost.
energy.
Yep.
Like a boost of energy and snacks, something that was that they could take with them, something that was on the run,
Yep.
snacks
Clean,
and stuff.
easy, mess
Clean,
free.
easy, something that had caffeine in it, something that would help to boost. Did Steve say something?
Yes, he did, and that was to Marilyn. He was saying hello.
Oh, okay. So, M&Ms were created so that we could send something sweet, something enjoyable, something that reminded them of home, and something that was portable to the troops overseas.
And it was originally gave to them in cardboard tubes, so it was
Yeah.
less susceptible to being crushed.
The reason it took so long is because they had to make it so they don't melt.
Melt. Yep. And that's where the shell came from, and their famous saying, "We melt in your mouth and not your hand."
Because they were sent overseas to the troops, so that way they had something to eat on the go that reminded them of home. I think that's a
Yeah.
cool. I just do.
All the facts, honestly, that I have about M&M's are honestly pretty cool that I didn't know.
One other fact about M&Ms that you didn't know: we had them at our wedding. So we did M&Ms at our wedding, and we went and chopped M&Ms. So I was going to have our names put on them, but that was too expensive. So you can go to Mr. Bulky and buy whatever color you want.
Really?
Yep.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. And that's like, speaking of any color, the OG, again, did not include blue. It was purple.
Yeah.
So we still, and speaking of the colors, there's only 13% of M&Ms in the world are brown. That is the least favorite color of M&Ms. They don't make that many. There is a statistic that you could pull up. I didn't write it down because I didn't think anybody would care what color M&Ms are because they all taste the same. But just know that when they have the production line of M&Ms going across, brown is the least one to be made.
Makes sense because it's colorful.
Yep.
You know, even though chocolate is brown, isn't that hilarious?
And it takes 48 hours to make one single M&M, not a packet of M&Ms, one little baby piece.
Due to the candy coating.
Yep, that takes
Due
the
to the
46
candy
hours.
coating, so that it doesn't melt in your hands, it melts in your mouth.
And before we move on to the next one, the red M&Ms disappeared for a decade before the public was like, we need the red M&Ms back.
Hence,
Hence him.
him.
And also, they all have different, I wouldn't want to say personas, but they all have different titles for their personality. So she was considered the sexy M&M. He was considered the sassy one because every time you see him, he always has something smart
Yeah,
to
he always
say.
ends up falling over too.
Yep.
It's hilarious. I love it. So M&M's, the reason why we decided to do food and their merchandising is because we picked up these M&M display cases yesterday, and it made us think about how M&M is one of the most M&M and of course Coca-Cola are the most merchandised food categories that we have.
Absolutely.
M&M and Coca-Cola. Everybody knows Coca-Cola has vast merchandise.
Yeah, you go to someone's aunt's house and their whole kitchen.
I can't
is
even say
Coca-Cola.
vast enough. So I'm not going to get too deep into Coca-Cola because we all know the history of Coca-Cola for the most part. And so,
Hey, Mom.
I was wondering who that was. So what we are going to do is we're going to show you, before we get into, what's the other thing? Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
So before we get into the Kool-Aid, we're going to show you some other things, some older things, because those of you who know Elsie the cow, that's one.
That's my fave.
Yep, Elsie the cow, when you get the little cow. However, we have other ones, like for instance, you've got Charlie Tuna.
And I learned
So,
a great
who
fact
remembers
about
Charlie Tuna? And I'm dying because this Charlie the Tuna clock is fantastic, but I love his little girlfriend, the octopus. Oxy the octopus. It's fantastic. So Charlie the Tuna, who, this is a 1972 clock.
that. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
I was 2 years old in 1972. So I dropped it. The paper. I must have dropped it.
No, I think it's there.
No, this one is. Oh yeah, this is it. Okay, so Charlie the Tuna became the mascot of Tuna Fish in 1961, and it is by Tom Roger, right? And the Leo Burnett Company. We all know who Leo Burnett Company is. So 1961. So it was 11 years later that this clock came out.
Which is so, like, I mean, just look at the craftsmanship
I
of
know.
it. I love the cube style.
Starkhurst Foods.
Yep.
Yeah.
And our manager Jason gave us a fun fact. His name is Charlie because
Ah.
he would go to all of his fish friends
Interesting.
and say, "Hey, I'm really cool too. Can I hang out with you guys?" And they would say,
I don't remember what he said.
"Dang, now I lost
All right,
it."
so we'll get you that
yeah,
information. and
we'll,
tell you.
we'll give you that next
So
time.
some of the other ones that are important are Pillsbury Doughboy. So Pillsbury Doughboy has been advertising forever, and like these are a magnet set. And I'm not showing you all our magnets, but we have a ton
Thousands.
of different magnets that you could do, like the Hershey's, the Campbell Soup, the peanut butter, the,
Manwich,
I mean, you name it. Up here I had Butterfingers,
We have Ritz,
all sorts of
Oreos.
stuff. So we will do a show on magnets one day
Yep.
and talk about magnets. But when you're dealing with in a vintage store, finding some of the old stuff is cool. Now we all know about Pillsbury Doughboy. We all know about M&M and Coca-Cola. Check this out.
Imagine you're walking around your bedroom one day and your friend calls you on your Canada Dry phone. Ring, ring, hello. You just,
So I gotta tell you,
hello?
she was floored over the fact that that was a phone.
Because, like, I mean, obviously, you know, when y'all used to put the two cans in the string. And you
Okay,
used to
don't
talk
say
and-
you're all because I'm not that old.
Okay, so, but did it even work then?
What? The
When the two cans
no.
in the string?
That's a farce. But
We
this
can
would be
dream.
decades after that.
Which is, just look at that. That's so crazy.
That's very 80s. Actually, I can tell you right now that is
And it's Canada Dry.
1988.
That's so cool.
Canada Dry phone. You talk into it like you do a regular phone.
Oh,
Hello.
really?
Isn't that crazy? So I think it's funny when you come across that. So some of the other ones is here. I'm not going to jump rope, but Jolly
Jolly
Green
Giant.
Giant jump rope because you know giants like to jump rope. But Jolly Green Giant jump rope. Isn't that fantastic? You probably had to send away for this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You think so?
Like the Mallow cups that I'm going through
Yeah.
right now. They're like, oh, 10 cents for
So-
a cab.
A good way that food companies would advertise back then, what every boy had a train set. And Tyco, Lionel, all of them advertised on the side, just like you see when you see the trains go by sometimes that they're carrying different foods and stuff. But something like this where Tyco, this one is C&H sugar. You can have that on there, so they would advertise that way, so the kids so it's running around.
And
Little Sprout. He's called Little Sprout.
his
that's
name
Little
is Little
Sprout.
Sprout.
Yep.
So, but wait, now I have a question. Is his name still Little Sprout, even though they rebranded and he looks different?
Does he look? Yeah,
you know, he's
his
like-
original name is probably still
Little Sprout. Cute.
Yeah. And then something like this. This is Sara Lee. This Tyco. Now Sara Lee is the one who does all of the great sugary treats.
Yeah.
Right. That make my stomach huge. And then
What better way to rep your favorite cat food company?
you literally could have all of these trains, and they're only $9. You can beat that.
That's crazy.
It's because it's Tyco and not Lionel.
Right, yeah.
Or American Flyer. But what's funny is we aren't the only ones that eat. So our pets eat too, right? So
Of course.
they did Purina. Here's Purina Dog Chow.
Which, David, you know when I seen this, I was like, the cats.
Yeah. And so you could get a train set and have all your favorite brands on the different cars.
Lined up, ready
Isn't
to
that
go.
fantastic?
Ready to
I love
hold
it.
up traffic.
So what's that Tropicana you have there?
This is probably one of my favorite things that we carry in the store. I'm still happy that it's still here. I thought it was a phone at first, but it is actually,
Transistor radio.
yeah, it is a transistor radio, and I love it. I just love how it looks. This is the
For
antenna.
Tropicana.
And yeah,
Orange
just
juice.
look at that.
You know what's hilarious? I gotta tell you. Do you know how many little kids I see pick that up and think that and try to drink out of it?
Yeah, because I mean,
I
look
have
at
to
it. It's
stop
so
them.
realistic. Like it's
Because the straw is the actual antenna.
and it's shiny, and the texture is there, just like a real orange. It's great. It's great.
We have another historical thing to tell you, but that'll be the last thing we talk about.
Okay.
Okay. So, Morton Salt. Morton Salt. Morton Salt's been around for 100 million years, right? And check it out. Morton Salt put out the the thermometer, and then we have the mugs are big. You said you have a mug at home.
Yep.
The Morton salt. This is the sugar container. It's a Morton salt sugar container.
We keep wanting to say sugar.
So it's a set. I have the rest of it over there. But Morton Salt has been around forever, and they've been advertising forever.
Ever.
You can find some of their signs, and they're like powder coat signs, their enamel signs, worth a fortune.
And
the
it
big
always
ones.
says when it rains, it pours.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours. So, Morton Salt's really cool. So if you do your kitchen in a general store manner,
This would be perfect.
this would be perfect.
Right up
If
your
you
alley.
do your kitchen in a farmhouse
Yep.
look,
And the colors.
this is perfect for a farmhouse look, general store look,
Yep.
even modern. You can throw it up in with the modern with a little dash of old.
Oh, heck yeah.
You know what I mean? A little dash.
Dash.
No
You
pun-
like, no,
all
right?
pun
No pun
intended.
intended.
So what else do we have here? Ooh, Campbell's.
Which I just found out the Campbell's kids aren't real.
No, they're not real kids.
Which hurt my feelings. I thought they were based off of like a little.
So Campbell Soup did the Campbell Soup Kids because they wanted to advertise their tomato soup to children. And so they created the Campbell Soup Kids. That's a scouring powder holder. So you could do your whole kitchen in Campbell Soup. Isn't that crazy?
We love this.
Yeah.
And we have so many Campbell's items, you guys. It's
Yes, we do.
ridiculous.
So we have all of those, and then we can go on and on. Land O'Lakes butter, Land O'Lakes butter. Oops, how about I show you the side that actually has the print on it? Land O'Lakes butter. This is a great merchandising piece because it's actually a recipe kit. It's a recipe box.
Oh, no way.
So it's a Land O'Lakes butter recipe box, and that was big back then when
Oh,
people
yeah.
wrote their own recipes
And
and
kept
copied
them?
them. So it was the best way to advertise for the product because, well, hello, it was the best way to advertise because we didn't have a lot of TV back then. We didn't have a lot of channels if we had it. And so getting this in front of your face while you're cooking would remind you to get the butter.
Butter, duh.
Yep. And, because everything should have a stick of butter.
Butter always a whole stick, too.
What are those? Fantastic things.
You found these earlier, and I love these. And
I know, I didn't even know they existed.
And if anybody's native to the Metro Detroit area, you unfortunately know that the last Baskin Robbins in the Metro Detroit area unfortunately closed their last doors just about 2 weeks ago. But these are Baskin Robbins. What did you call them earlier?
They're
They're like the
31
wire
spoons.
the 31 spoons, but
It says right on them.
oh yeah, but I mean like the type of toy where you can like bend it.
So
and it,
they're
like,
bendies. They're bendy toys. They're very
bend
similar
them
to old
and
school
they
bendy
stick that
toys.
way.
Yeah.
And look how cute they are.
What I didn't know is that they had
But they even made these.
no,
I didn't know that they
well, I
had
didn't even
merchandise
know they
at
were
all.
part of
No, yeah.
flavors.
And they're
But
little spoons
isn't that fantastic?
that are so cute.
So, Sesame Street was on big and stuff like that. And even though we're not advertising food advertises Sesame Street.
And advertises itself for sure.
Right. So, by getting and when I say food, the merchandise advertises. I know bendies are cool, aren't they? So, this isn't a food advertisement, but it's an advertisement for the show using food.
And look how big that cake
So,
pan is.
well, look how big Big Bird is.
I know.
Okay. And along that lines, I also have to talk about these because these are like the Bonanza. Those of you from here will remember that we have had Bonanza here. I've never been there. It was gone before my time
I don't
here.
even know what that is.
Bonanza was a restaurant.
Okay.
And then, of course, the Burger Chef cups.
Burger Chef.
Yep, Dunkin' Donut, and these are all the milk glass these are glass bake made for Dunkin' Donuts. They don't do this anymore. So, and even the McDonald's, and we have the McDonald's forks and spoons, brush and comb, honestly, and then the McDonald's glasses because it is food in a way, and then of course Nestle Quick.
Yeah, those are great.
Where's
I
Snap,
love
Crackle,
those.
Pop at?
What did you have?
Snap, Crackle, Pop.
Oh. Oh,
Where
wait,
did those
where'd they
go?
go? Right there, behind you.
Oh, okay. So, Nestle's Quick with the rabbit, fantastic. So these are all different things that advertised that food when we didn't have a lot of television commercials and we didn't have a lot of TV back then. So how do you get the advertising out and into kids' hands?
Merchandise.
Merchandise. Because it was all about getting the advertising into the children's hands. Physically. Not necessarily a print ad to a child because they won't know the difference. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you handed a child this with Nestle Quick in it, guess what? They are going to remember Nestle Quick, and they are going to ask you for more every time they see the.
So even now, it's so good.
Oh, yeah, it is. And then, of course, the cereal.
These are great.
These are really great.
I'm glad we still have
So
them.
you've got Kellogg's. Kellogg's is a Michigan company.
Wow.
You didn't know that?
No,
Kellogg's World Headquarters.
that's crazy.
The Kellogg's World Headquarters is in Jackson,
Wow.
or in
It's been a long day, you guys.
It has. I just lost the name of the town over there.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Halfway between here and Chicago.
That's all we needed to know. Halfway between here and Chicago.
Yeah, somebody help me. I'm having a brain fart.
Here, let's see here.
What town is Kellogg's in? Oh my God, I knew it. Battle Creek. Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's take this hot dog off. It's making me
Honestly,
stupid. So, a Michigan-made company in Battle Creek.
Yep.
World headquarters.
Crazy.
Okay, so everything that you get cereal-wise, most of it is either developed or comes from Michigan.
Wow.
These are keychains. Snap, Crackle, Pop. Don't we know a little bit about Snap, Crackle, Pop?
We do. We wrote some things down.
Yeah, too bad I don't know where it went.
It's okay. I remember some of them off the
Okay.
top of my head.
I know it was just one at first.
Yep,
wasn't
it was just one, and then it was about, I can't remember the exact ending date, but it was like mid-40s where they started to introduce the other two.
The other two.
And
yeah.
they were on a radio commercial, like a little jingle,
Yeah.
and like that was really about it. Then slowly, as like Kellogg's kept making Rice
Yep.
Krispies, they started developing like commercials and merchandise and things like that.
So what we're going to have to do, what I'm going to have to do, and what Time Warp Travel is going to have to
I
do,
didn't
because
eat
those
Gabriella.
of you who have experienced some of our Time Warp Travel,
Yes.
is maybe I'll steal her and we'll go up to Battle Creek and do a show from Kellogg.
That would be crazy.
It's only
That'd
a
be
2-hour
so
drive
cool.
from here. So also, did you know that Domino's is also world headquarters here?
Now, are we talking about the game or?
No, we're the pizza.
Oh, no way.
Yep.
Really?
So if you take I-696 or to 275, no, if you go all the way out to M14 and M23, that's Domino's World Headquarters.
David, are you listening? We need to make a road trip.
Domino's, and go at Christmas because they have fabulous lights.
Ah, that'd be crazy. Christmas pizza.
Yeah, Kellogg is, it's almost 100 years old, if not, it's over 100 years old. It did open in Battle Creek. They have huge manufacturers down there.
Yeah.
Huge. So this that I'm holding is not Michigan.
Which Rice-A-Roni?
This is the San Francisco treat.
David, you love Rice-A-Roni. Look at this.
Okay, so this is a Rice-A-Roni trivet. So yes, everything, and Gabby, I love you. I love the fact that you're on here watching. I'm going to call you this week because some of your stuff sold. And we're going to have to do a show with you and some of your stuff, lady.
You talked to Gabriella?
Yeah. So, because she makes the most beautiful stuff, doesn't she?
Yes.
I
Oh
know.
my God.
Anyway, so, and some of it sold during Christmas, so she's going to be getting some surprise money.
Yay.
So,
Surprise money's the best.
I lived here for almost half my life, and not once did I see a Rice-A-Roni San Francisco treat sign or anything.
Anything. I've never, this is the first time I've ever seen one.
No, I mean, you would think that they would help advertise it there because everything is Rice-A-Roni on the, San Francisco, this and that.
But
But
it's so
I've never
good.
seen it.
It's like A&W.
It must, I'm telling
They've
you.
never made them yet.
Because this was a 90s, I'm broke and in college food. It really was. Those of you who went to college, or those of you in your first 10 years out on your own, did you not live on Rice-A-Roni? I did. And Top Ramen?
Top Ramen.
Rice-A-Roni and Top Ramen. That's what we lived on. So, thank God it was made.
Yeah.
So, another way to advertise that they did a lot of advertising back in the day, and we've got the Town Club and the ketchup to show you, would be Salt and Pepper Shakers.
Is that Town Club?
I'm sorry,
Is that
Uptown.
Seven Up?
Uptown.
Uptown?
So Uptown is a form of a soda, and it is a lemon lime based soda, so it is like 7-Up. So we're salt and pepper shakers, and you've got your ketchup, salt and pepper shakers. Again, putting these on the table where the kids are.
It's just letting everybody know who you
Yes. So back then, advertising to the wife and the kids was paramount because the wife is the one who did the shopping and the cooking. The kids are the ones who made the wife buy certain things.
Mom, I want this.
And so advertising towards the children was paramount.
It was also top tier. You needed to do that
Yep.
at the time too. It was
So
detrimental.
Uptown soda, salt and pepper shakers.
Yep, it needed
Nice.
to look appealing to the children eye.
Right, I know. So, am I missing anything over there? So we have so many other things. We were running through here and we were deciding, because we're going to talk about a main thing in a minute. We were running through here trying to decide what we were going to actually talk about and what we weren't going to talk about, because there were so many different things that we could have grabbed. That maybe if you were thinking about starting and collecting something, if you were thinking about what to do with your kitchen,
We're your people.
absolutely
We're your
come
people,
in here
100%.
because we will give you ideas that you never even thought of.
Yes, and at the same time, we're giving ourselves ideas too.
Yes, and one of the things that you could do for your kitchen that would be huge in conversation when you have guests over is do it in all advertising merchandise.
Because that would be
But do food and beverage
that'd be so
advertising
cool.
merchandise.
Just think about all the colors and the different brands and signage and how
Isn't
just
that cool?
how much thought was put into the labels.
I mean,
then.
here we have a really big one.
Oh yeah, this one's beautiful.
You've got the Maxwell House.
If you guys have been into the store, Jason put together this great coffee display.
Maxwell House. And it's a coffee urn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, who'd have thought to put Maxwell House on a
a
coffee
coffee
urn?
urn, right? Who'd have thought,
I
right?
know, right? The same person who thought about putting tap water in bottled water.
Right.
Bottles. That's who. So, and making them. So there's so many other things, but one of the things that we do have to talk about is near and dear to my heart because I am a kid of the 80s
Heck yeah.
and the 70s, I should say. And we're going to talk about Kool-Aid. We're going to talk about Kool-Aid, and Kool-Aid had many vast uses outside of what we're going to talk about. And in the 70s, it was popsicles.
Which you gave me that crazy piece of advice. Which
Yes.
I'm for sure
Now, this is my memory with one of my memories with Kool-Aid. Before you start talking about
Sure,
Kool-Aid,
yeah.
because you got some great tips about Kool-Aid. One of my memories about Kool-Aid is the little metal
Trace.
trays, the pop-out trays, the vintage metal ice trays. My father, back in the 70s, and my stepmother and everybody would pour Kool-Aid in it. Then they would put the cellophane over it, and then they would stick toothpicks in it. Okay. Then they put it in the freezer. When it came out, they would pop it up, and it would, because the cellophane would be just pop off because it was frozen. You had little tiny popsicles.
On little cubes.
Right. Or what you can do is do that, drop them in a glass, and pour in a matching juice.
Oh, or like add Sprite and you have all these crazy
Sprite
colors.
with you have all these crazy colors, and it will add to it.
That's such a good idea
7-Up
for
and Sprite
parties.
because they have that lemon, that not real strong flavor.
Yeah.
But you could do like 7-Up or Sprite, and you could do like a lemon-based or a lime-based or a fruit-based
Juice.
no,
Kool-Aid?
Kool-Aid for ice cubes. How fun is that?
I know, right?
The second thing that's a memory for me is back in the 80s when I was a little punk rocker. My mother can attest. I had the mohawks. I had all of that type of stuff. And we did not have the hair color that they have today, right? So we would bleach our hair using bleach from, it's called
Sally's.
Kelly's now, but it's Sally's. I saw
Sally's.
Kelly's. I don't know what that is.
They're probably selling them.
We
again.
bleach our hair, and then we mix up Kool-Aid.
Which is iconic.
And we put Kool-Aid in our hair,
You can
and it
change
would
the
give
color
us
inside.
any color we
You
wanted
want,
in
yep.
the rainbow. From popsicle blue to Dino purple, which was one of my favorites. So I have to put half on my hair and drink half of it. But, and it would be how we colored our hair.
Which would be so quick and easy. You can sip,
Yep.
get hydrated, and dye your hair at the
So,
same time.
Kool-Aid is more than just a drink.
Well, yeah, right. It's a fashion statement, too.
So, where's the picture? Did you grab it?
I do. It's in my hand.
Oh,
and
okay.
unfortunately, speaking of popcorn, I personally haven't seen any popcorn things yet. But that doesn't mean we don't get popcorn.
We got popcorn tins. But those are what you carry them in.
Right. And then as far as Gabrielle, she's asking for Cherry Kitchen stuff.
Gabby, I have these.
Are you talking about the candles?
Yeah, well, they're not candles.
Really?
No, they're just wax. So I know she's talking. I know, Gabby, that you're talking about like maybe some
Like oven mitts.
curtains,
or
oven
anything,
mitts.
yeah.
But I have these fantastic cherry. They're like little hanging things that you can hang around in your kitchen. The only thing is they're made of wax, but they're made of a strong wax, and it's by Cherry Lane.
How ironic.
How
LOL.
weird. But they're so fabulous, and you could totally hang them up high or somewhere more cool. But you don't want to put them right around your oven
they'll
because
just
they
soften up.
will soften up. They'll just drip all over the place.
Trust me, Gabrielle, they will be here. I feel like no one knows what they are.
No, they
They
look
just
at them.
walk right by.
But anyways, we will keep our eye out if you're looking
Yes.
for cherry stuff. I know you love cherry stuff.
Absolutely.
And some borders, some curtains, some pot holders, some towels, stuff like that.
And we're gonna run this live just a few more minutes because I do want to tell them about this.
No, we're gonna run it live
tonight.
until you're done with that.
Okay, sick. Okay, cool. So let's get started here. We're gonna talk about Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
Which this thing right here is a matching set. There is a few other pieces that are left on the shelf, but look at that. Which I'm about to tell you guys some really cool fun facts about this man
real
right
quick,
here.
I wish I could go break through the wall.
Yeah, look. Oh, yeah.
I love it. Oh yeah. So go ahead. What's your facts? Sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay. Everyone needed to hear that.
Right?
Alrighty, so starting in 1927's Perkins, which I just found out that
Perkins.
Perkins, yep.
For
found out
your
that
4
was-
o'clock afternoon supper treat.
Perkins borrowed an idea from the brand Jell-O, yes, the gelatin brand, and he took Fruit Smack liquid, which I didn't get too much information on Fruit Smack, but I think that was a product that Jell-O offered. And he took that liquid and made a concentrated powdered fruit drink, and it was still packaged in those little tiny envelopes that you see today. It was born in Hastings, Nebraska, which I thought was really cool because we love Nebraska. And it was
She loves Nebraska.
yeah, for some reason I just do. And it was originally sold in 4-ounce glass bottles, and then it became a powdered drink in 1927. They were sold as like, you'd get the 4-ounce bottle and it'd be empty with the powder on the bottom, but then they became too fragile and too cost worthy to ship the powder in the bottle when they could just ship the powder by itself. So then that changed in 1927. And
1927.
which like that just seems like fake at that
So
point.
that's almost 100 years
Ago. Yeah, honestly. And then speaking of that, during the Depression, Kool-Aid went from a whopping 10 cents down to a plummeting 5 cents per
Due to
packet.
the Depression.
Yep, due to the Depression. Yep,
So
absolutely.
they actually backed that price up by half for the Depression.
Yep. And there was only 5 original flavors, which is going to be lemon, lime, grape, blue raspberry, and cherry, and that was it for like 50 to 65
My favorite
years.
is still to this day Dino Purple.
Purple. Is
Purple
that
Dino. Dino, the pet from the Flintstones?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So was that grape?
great.
Grape. Good
Yeah,
choice.
but it's grape and
Probably blue or something mixed
no,
in.
it's grape and black cherry mixed together.
I might just have to make that.
And it makes the best color too for your hair.
It's probably like a really nice maroon color, like burgundy almost.
Yeah, almost.
I like that. Okay, so here's my favorite things that I learned, and if you're like me, you would enjoy these things too. This is about the Kool-Aid Man himself.
Okay.
He was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. He was born July 10th, 1954. That's when his concept was thought of. But that was just a prototype, and they officially did not go through with it for another 20 years. So July 26, 1974 was when the Kool-Aid Man made his official without any sudden changes in 1974.
You know what, that makes sense because I was born in '70, so I was 4 years old when he actually made his debut
Yep.
throughout everywhere.
Yep.
And I remember the Kool-Aid Man
Yep.
from as long as I can remember.
Yeah,
So
he's
that
been
would
around
make
for a minute.
sense.
And he was created by a man called Michael Craig Sir.
Uh-huh.
And he has had 9 different voices all the way from 1954 all the way up until current present times. And crazy enough, the Kool-Aid Man does have a first and last name, and that is Frankie D. Kool-Aid.
Frankie D. Kool-Aid.
And he also has a few aliases, which is Pitcher Man, and only in Canada is where they call him Captain Kool-Aid.
Captain Kool-Aid.
Captain Kool-Aid.
Okay, I've seen advertising where he has a captain's hat on.
Yep, and Canada's going to be your only place where you're going to see that America did not participate in that little
Well,
phase.
Canada is America.
Yep.
The United States didn't.
Yeah, the United States did not. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like us as like the states did not, but Canada did.
Yes, Canada did. So I bet you Mexico probably did the same thing we did.
Which they probably use things like Pitcher Man.
Pitcher Man.
Yep.
So us in America, Canada won, us won, and Mexico won.
Mexico, yep.
So that's pretty cool. So when you look at something like this, who right here is the Kool-Aid Man, because the reason why he is white here or opalescent or whatever is because he takes on the color of anything you put in here.
Yep, and he changes colors.
He'll change color. So if you put the Dino in here, he'll change the maroon color.
Maroon
If
color,
you put yellow in here, he'll change the yellow color. And he won't completely change, just you'll see the color in it. So it was technology back in 1970 when this was done.
He's also a whopping 6 feet tall and has a species, which
What's his species?
I can't pronounce it.
Let me look.
But it's right here.
The U or the F?
Both. That's the
Okay.
first part, and that's the second part.
Frididaloxium, Versius Fridid Frididoxylum. So Urceus. So Urceus.
Yep.
Fridid, Fridid, Auxilium. Okay, I don't know what that is.
I get, but that's his species. And I also found out, this is my last tidbit for the night, is that Marvel took over the Kool-Aid Man for an extensive period amount of time, and they did have a show called The Adventures of Kool-Aid Man, and all of the villains were called the Thirsties,
I love that.
and he needed to
So
fight them.
I wonder if the villains are available.
Ooh.
The Thirsties.
The Thirsties.
You know what? It's Marvel. There'll be a major movie sometime.
Dude, we just have to keep talking about it, and then boom.
Right? I know. So the other thing that is one of the most, and then we're going to tie it up because we're running a little late. This is why we have to extend our show to
I
an
know,
hour.
yeah.
Which will happen in the next couple of weeks, and there'll be plenty of time. Is, of course, Mr. Peanut.
David, you love peanuts?
And this is a history of Peanut. You might buy this for him.
I know.
This is a history of Peanut, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to read you a little excerpt out of here. No, I'm not. I'm just going to tell you because I don't know where it is. But I did an entire, thesis on the Peanut Man. Oh, here we go. On the Peanut Man, because during the Super Bowl, they killed him.
Yep.
And then they regrew him
Brought
him back. So, Mr. Peanut, as created in 1916. 1916.
Way before M&M's
Okay.
and Kool-Aid.
From a schoolboy sketch,
Which is the best.
a schoolboy sketch submitted in a contest sponsored by Peanuts. Okay, by Planters, I'm sorry. So, Mr. Peanut came out of a child's mind.
It was like a contest. Like, everybody
In a
draw a
contest.
picture and we're going to pick which one is the best.
And I'm going to tell you one thing I do know from doing this thing on the Peanut is he is the longest running character from a contest
Yep.
in the history. They killed him off at the Super Bowl, grew him back, so he never really died. But they've never changed him.
Nope.
They've never changed him.
I want to know who this little boy is.
Right? I know. They don't even say his name in here.
That's so
Isn't
bold.
that hilarious? I know. But this is a great book if you like Peanuts. Now I could show you millions of things, but we won't get into that. But the Peanuts history is one to read. It really is. It'll be a major motion picture.
I knew David was going to be in the comments all excited
Is
about
he?
the planners. Yeah, he's like the planners man.
So as you can see, we could go on for hours talking about different types, but we're not going to, tie you up all evening. And remember, in the next couple of weeks, we are going to extend our
Show by 30 minutes.
Yep, by 30 minutes. Now, I will tell you all way in advance. It's either going to be 6:15 to 7:15 or 6:30 to 7:30. We haven't.
If you are, we should ask our viewers too. What do you guys personally
Yeah.
think? Should we start our show at 6:15 to 7:15 or 6:30 to 7:30?
Take into consideration that a lot of people watching this are from California and Western states, and there is a time change.
Yep.
So if we do it at 7, then it's 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 4 o'clock in California, Las Vegas, and those places.
The first one.
Oh, do you have amber glass there? We do. We have some, and we're going to be doing next week's show on glass.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
Yep. So you'll be able to see the amber glass on next week's show. I'll be talking about the different types of metals in glass again.
Nice.
The different types of glass, the different types to look for, and what to look for glass. And then the following week, we're going to go to an hour.
Okay.
We're working on getting new equipment. And like I said last week, we're going to be focusing on the show a lot because we are gaining in followers. I think that the last show had, I think we're up to 25,000 viewers.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so
Next
remember,
one is going to be cool. I'm excited for all of our topics.
remember everybody, if you have any interest in hearing about anything at all, tell us.
Yeah, let us know.
You know, if like the Amber Glass, we'll go through and talk about Amber Glass.
Yep.
Called Amberina.
Amberina.
Yep. And
Look it up.
the when it's from and all that type of stuff. If you want to know anything, and I would love to do shows on like robots and monster and the Universal monsters, but those are very hard to come by, and when we do, they fly out.
Yes,
So when we do our shows, we like to have the stuff here for you
So
to
we can
see
show it to you.
and for you to come in and get.
Yep.
So I don't really want to do a show when I don't have the product.
We should do a show on all of these old.
The general store. I've done them
Yes.
before. We'll do them again. So if you have any ideas for shows, any product merchandise you want to hear about, anything you want to know about how to care for,
Yep.
how to tell the difference between stuff like that, please shoot us some ideas
That'd be
because it's you guys who we are talking to. So if you have ideas,
We want to make it
Also,
interesting for you guys too.
we may have a visitor next week. I
Woohoo.
haven't heard back, but and we are putting together to go look at one of our customers' collections. So if you have a huge collection of something that you love and you've bought a piece from us here or there,
Yeah.
let us know because we'd be more than happy to do the show live from your collection,
Heck yeah.
or have you bring some in and talk to us about why you like that collection.
That would be so cool.
You know, and make it fun.
We'll
Why
bring it
not?
from our home to yours.
Yes, or you can bring your stuff in
Your
and we can
home
talk
to
about it,
ours.
right? All right, so you guys have a good night, and we will talk to you soon. Jump over to TikTok, give us a like at
Yep.
No More Vintage.
Like, comment, follow,
Yep.
subscribe, share. It's all
I'm
free.
still 250 short of a live for there,
Don't you want to see us live on TikTok?
I
It's
know.
way better.
unless you have a government phone. You can
Oh.
have it. And then jump over to YouTube and subscribe.
Yep. And like and comment. You know.
Well, of
usual.
course, you know, all that fun stuff. So, anyways, you guys have a good night, and thank you for following. And 2023 is going to be fantastic.
Woohoo! See
Bye,
guys
you
soon.
guys.